Three, two, one, go. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight, and welcome to the 11th hour. It's my little nightly or bi-nightly thing that I like to do to kind of talk to the late night entrepreneur. Those of you that are up tonight, kind of getting it in, doing some emailing, some texting, some whatever it is related to business, even if you're up studying. And shout out to those that do study their craft and take this time to really learn how to do better business, right? That's a part of what we want you to do at the masterclass. My name is Dwayne Hirsch. I'm an agent, a small business advocate, and an entrepreneur. And I'll be hosting the Dwayne Hirsch Masterclass series in August on the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. And you can find out more by going to DwayneHirsch.com. So in these nightly talks, I kind of get into a few different issues and come to you from an angle that a lot of people might not in this conversation. It's just built around things that have been in my mind for a long time that I really haven't talked about. But I'm at a point now where I really feel like I have to step up my game and do more to help you, because it seems like some of the issues that we have are just not being resolved in a timely fashion. And I want to be a part and continue to do my part to do that. The masterclass is one of those ways. The Hyde Park Happy Hour on the third Wednesday of each and every month is one of those ways. Shout out to my brother Mark Harris for his TV show Black Privilege. They're streaming live on Amazon now, and he's working on new episodes of that series. So give him a big shout out, and to my man Sly Townsend with Glacier Alkaline Water that you'll see me drinking a little bit as I try to keep myself healthy. Now, within our community, there's I keep in mind that over the years I've dealt with literally thousands of entrepreneurs at these different events and stuff, and I've run into people from everywhere from gas stations to grocery stores, and oftentimes I get into conversations with people. And you find out that a lot of times people don't do business with other people for different reasons. And you're like, man, why do we always have this problem with supporting each other's business? That's a problem that people talk about all the time. People do support shaming, all kind of conversation around this issue all the time, right? And like every time that I do these talks, I'm going to take an issue for you and kind of try to reverse or change the perspective that you may or may not have on this particular topic, and how you play and other people play into that. But on this topic, as a matter of context, we haven't had a choice historically, but to buy products from people, on one end that were supporting our oppression on the other end, and we still do. But in my observation, the perception of an individual as to the value of that product is the prime reason why. And when you couple that with the convenient availability of their products to us, particularly in industries where we don't have businesses of our own that provide those products, we kind of get stuck in that cycle. So we always are buying products or consuming entertainment, all types of things in our consumer experience are driven by people that either don't like us or that we don't like. But when it comes to our own, sometimes the reason for that get real petty. Sometimes it's just, man, they don't come to my stuff. They don't come to my events, I ain't going to their events. They don't come to my store, I'm not coming to their store. And it gets kind of petty inside of its context, and we lose focus on what the real purpose of doing business is in the first place. Beyond the support, beyond your feelings about people, it's all about an exchange of value. Right? It's all about an exchange of value. So now sometimes, it's legitimate. Maybe they did bad business by you before, and you got a good reason, not to go there. But, is that really what it is? Because when you say to yourself, or you say to me, or anybody, that, hey, I'm not going to so-and-so, whatever, I'm making it a personal choice never to do business there. It's like a personal boycott. You know what I mean? And you got to make sure that if you're not going to do business with somebody, that it's justified. You got to make sure that it's justified. You can't just do it and not really be dealing with people fairly, especially in our community, because our community businesses need these supports. The people on your Facebook timeline that do all of these different businesses, whether it's Tennille with marketing or social marketing, and Kiana Barber and Brian Thompson with all these different things that everybody does, we need your support. Dwayne Hirsch needs your support. But so if you feel like I'm not right, or I haven't done something right, or I haven't properly earned your business, you have an opportunity to kind of tell me that and deal with me. So, but at the end of the day, it's about whether or not, and these are the 4 reasons. These are the 4 reasons to still do business with people that you don't like. For one, First thing, their product or their service provides a tangible value to you. Are they good at their business? You know, when you look at the range of products that you buy from people every day, you know, you don't know whether or not they like you. You may or may not like them, but you get that value. So you have to be fair when it comes to dealing with people that you know. You know, we've all had bad experiences at fast food restaurants, for instance. But if it's late at night and you hungry and McDonald's is right there and you got bad treatment there or bad food, and food's bad in general, but then it can be worse if it's cold or undercooked or whatever, and it's late at night, it's convenient, that's got high value to you, and you go there. You know, I got a client who works with an attorney. He's a client, I've done several deals with him, and he's got an attorney that he works with, and you know, we kind of talking about it one day. I said, well, man, how you feel about the service that he's providing you? He said, well, man, I'm not really that fond of the guy, but he's an asshole. And I like assholes in attorneys. That's what, in an attorney, I want an asshole, because I know if he's going to be an asshole to me, he's going to be an asshole to the people that he's defending me against. So, you know, that has a certain justification to it. He's like, look, I don't really like this dude, but he gets the fucking job done. So he's got value to him. And his approach has value to him. So he's a person that recognizes that and has overcome his emotion about some shit this man said to him or something that he, you know, there was really a matter of perception to begin with. And he's decided, hey, I'm going to suck that up and I'm going to do business with this man because he's getting the job done. And he's still getting the job done for that client. You know, so, you know, in the McDonald's scenario, the convenience is the value. Sometimes it's just that. It's right there. It's close to me. But if that's close to you and you don't really, you know, the dude that you go in there, he don't really say hi to you. He don't acknowledge your greatness, whatever it is. Stop in there and go do business if it brings the value to you. You know, the Starbucks thing is a good example of that, right? Are you going to boycott Starbucks, but you've been drinking that shit every day for the last 8, 10 years? Probably not, because that coffee, that product got a value to you. When you need to get your ass up and going in the morning, I'm getting like that with Sip and Save. I got to have it every day. Even if I got coffee here at the house, I'll still go up there and get at least one cup of that coffee every day. But you accept that shit off Starbucks, right? Or your perception of it changed. Now, I'm not saying we should have boycotted Starbucks. Let me be clear on that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, but if you have a reason, you know, all of these racist reports come out about all these companies and stuff, and it seems to me as I read down my timeline that a lot of times people's viewpoints about it are built around the value of that project, that product, or that service to them. The value of R. Kelly's music to you. Let's keep it real. If you really, really love his fucking music, you a lot more tolerable of that shit than where other people are pissed off and hurt and angry. So it's really about the value you see, what you feel when you heard that music, how many girls you bumped when you played that song. All that shit come into play with how we judge that at the end of the day for some shit that was obvious to everybody. So not to make this about that, but that's still a product. That music is a product by which you perceive a value and your opinion of the shit that goes on around him personally, where if you heard that same thing about the man at the corner store, you'd be ready to kill his ass. And you definitely wouldn't go in his store no matter how cheap his prices was or how good his product was, just to be fair. Anyway, does that business provide value? That's number one. On the 4 reasons to still do business with people that you don't like. Number 2, does it employ people? Does this business owner, through making money from you, feed other people in the process? As a real estate agent, my business feeds many people along the way. A deal with me will feed an attorney, insurance, a loan officer, title people. It feeds a ton of people and maybe even rehabbers and stuff along the way. So when you see somebody in a situation like that, sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture, and it's bigger than your petty argument or your petty disagreement with somebody, you know. And sometimes, you know, number 3, does their business show real potential for growth? Maybe it's a startup, but it's a great idea. It's a great, you know, I was at the Silver Moon block party the other day, man. These people had this popcorn that was absolutely amazing. All these different flavors, it was good. I ate way more than I should. Popcorn ain't really good for me, but It's a guilty pleasure, and I took it, but it was really, really good, right? But if their business shows potential, we get bad experiences and potential that have potential sometimes to grow and be great. But if you look at the bigger picture, you ask yourself, what's the real reason for your disposition with that person? Was it because they didn't give you the hookup when you asked for it? Keep it real, right? Are you a hater? Ask yourself, like when this is all over tonight, just turn this shit off and ask yourself for a minute, am I a hater? Am I the person that they write about in these posts and write about in rap songs and shit? Am I angry at somebody for no real substantive reason? Because that's happened. I see it. You could believe it or not. Trust me, I've probably communicated on a daily basis with more people than most of the people inside my sphere of influence and on this thread or on this video right now. I deal with a lot of people. So I see a lot of that. And envy and jealousy are highly charged negative emotions. They highly charged negative emotions that are really tough for people to hide. So sometimes when people talking to you like that, you can kind of feel it like, that. You kind of hate on dude. You casting evil suggestions and firm resolutions and think can't nobody read that shit? But sometimes it's unnecessary. So the point of that is, look, if you're mad at him or her and you don't want to do business with them for any given reason, you have to ask yourself, number 4, have you been honest with them about your feelings? You got offended by something they said in the store, an employee didn't treat you well, the email exchange didn't move as quickly as you might have wanted. Did you tell them that? Did you talk to them about it? Did you express the fact that you had an experience in their business that didn't serve you well? Are you giving them the benefit of the doubt? I was some of y'all saw me on the table earlier today getting a back treatment from Dr. Solomon, this decompression technique that he uses. Really, man, I feel great, right? Even right now. But if Dr. Solomon did something, or his staff, did something, I would say, man, go to him. Go to him and talk about that. He has a great service, a service that you need. It's convenient. It's right on 47th, right off Lake Park, right here in our community. It's a Black-owned business. He's got employees. He's feeding people. He's got a family. He's putting children through school. So sometimes it's bigger than our pettiness. I ain't saying you got to go out and advertise for somebody, that you don't like. But if they got a viable business, and you got issues with them, you either address that shit or stay out of their way. Just stay out of the way. Sometimes that's how we unify with each other. Just stay out of each other's way. But however you can, encourage them to get better and do better. The broader interest of our economic development interest in our community, they could pour $1 billion in here tomorrow. But with all of the litany of issues that we carry in the way we do business, how are we ever going to see that economic development through to its proper conclusion, to its proper return for us, for our community, right? There's things that people are not talking about between us, and we just got to be able to overcome that. Being in real estate as a licensed, what you call a fiduciary representative, I have to look out for my client's interests by law above any of my own, right? They want to buy an expensive property or a cheap property where I don't hardly make a commission. I got to serve them the same way with equal service. That also includes having to work with agents that I don't like. If I list a property and an agent that I've had some kind of a exchange with, sometimes agents can be really adversarial for no damn reason. Or you get, into tight situations in the deal and you get into it a little bit. You have to do a little tough negotiating. And some people take that shit personal. But, they call and say they want to see this property. You got to show it to them like you would anybody else. If you got a buyer for a property that their client got and your client is interested in it, you got to deal with that on equal footing. So you don't get an opportunity to do that. And in this situation, it's your interest you should be looking out for. And then as an extension of that, the interest of your community. And all of us are out here trying to get it. And I would hope that somebody wouldn't be one and done with me in anything that I do. I take my business very seriously. I'm good at what I do, but you have to ask yourself, these questions. You have to ask yourself. So we're going to review those 4 reasons. Ask yourself if that product provides a real tangible value, and are they good at what they do? Number 2, does it employ other people? Does it feed other people? And don't let your pettiness overcome that. Or don't let your pettiness overcome that or outshine that. Number 3, if their business shows real potential, you can try your best to show support, but definitely be a person that's going to come to them and talk to them and try to help them get better so that they can live up to their real potential. Sometimes people fail because they've offended people and done other shit, but ain't nobody just been straight up and told them, man, look, your shit ain't right. It ain't in order. The food was half done, or the service was slow as hell, or you got to be real with people. You got to tell them when people got problems with them. You got to tell them when you got a problem with them, is what I should be saying there. Excuse me. But you ask yourself those questions, relate to it that way, and think to yourself, honestly, man, are you the fucking problem? Because sometimes you are. If you don't have a real substantive reason to not do business with a person, give them a shot. If they've offended you, approach them and see if you can find a way to help them, and just be a real ass person about it. You know what I mean? I'm going to carry an axe against you and then be riding, I'm going to carry an axe with you and I'm going around telling other people all this shit and won't talk to you about it. A viable businesses in our neighborhood, they need our support and they need our criticism. Because the criticism is what helps them build, but it's constructive criticism. Not like, hey, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Not that kind of thing. Something that's measured and respectable and not offensive on the other side to them. Business owners, you have a responsibility and an obligation to the people you serve to be the best you can be every day, every hour, every minute of that day. And so we have to both work that from both sides. So to you as consumers, I'm not making this a one-sided conversation against you. I'm calling on you business owners to step your damn game up and serve people the right way, deliver what you're supposed to deliver in a timely fashion, and just make things work. And if you have challenges with that, that's what this masterclass is designed for, to help you overcome those challenges. It's designed to help you to understand the psychology of entrepreneurship so you can face the challenges that lie ahead. It's designed to teach you business development so you can get strategies and systems and things that you can use to make your business operate in a way that handles a lot of the problems that people complain about. And then it teaches you effective networking so that you can go out and build organic resources and tools for your business. When I was doing Premium Energy, big example, I was hot everywhere. I was in by that time, 150 Walgreens stores. But I had 2 black business owners who were in a position to take my product into their business, and they didn't. One of them tried to tell me that it wasn't good. The other one was more so challenging me from the aspect of how solid and sustainable and long-term the business would be. And he was the one that turned out to be right. Now, though I was, kind of stung by that initial rejection on both of those fronts, I do business with both of them to this day. And one of them is actually a very good friend. And I've never even said, it wasn't a matter of me having to go to him and tell him how I felt about that. It was a business transaction and he was being a businessman. So it wasn't like me going to cry to him like, man, you hurt my feelings. No, I had to suck that shit up, move on. But when it came, as things started to go forward, I started to see the wisdom of how he questioned me about it. You ever seen a person get offended because you ask them questions about their business? Like, especially when they come into you for a resource or a tool and they like get kind of edgy, like as if your question presupposes doubt. It's not always like that, man. So business owners, we can't be so fucking easily offended by people and their inquiries of us. We put ourselves in a position for people to expect a lot of us, so we need to be delivering a lot. Yes, to whom much is given, much is required, and that's what's required of you. So tonight, take that with you, those 4 reasons that you should be working, that you should be driving, and really trying to find a way to still do business with people that you don't like, because they add value to a larger picture oftentimes that's bigger than your petty bullshit. So it's 11:20, and I will tell you, as always, don't make the 11th hour your last hour. Tonight, I'll still be up working a little bit and really positioning myself to get up early for a long day tomorrow and a lot of things to do. So, get it in, give me another hour if you can. I'm with you. I'm ready to go. And if you ever need me, look out for me. I'll see you soon. Thanks.